What's up, Sabres Nation? Data here with episode 7 of the Buffalo Sabres Franchise Mode here at the beginning of year number 2, the 2020-2021 regular season. In the last season, we did very well, finishing 8th in the NHL, went all the way to the conference finals. Over the offseason, we made a few more tweaks, a few moves. We signed Sam Reinhart, we got Guryanov on a good deal, we went to free agency and found Michael Granlund. Casey Middlestat's now in the NHL, some more growth from other players like Cahoon up at an 83. We went out and traded for the rights to Hayden Fleury, which was a headache, but we signed him to a 2-year, $1.5 million deal. And we have Linus Ullmark here a bit long-term as well. As our rookies continue to grow in the draft, we went ahead and got Lucas Raymond with the 8th overall pick, and we still have Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen growing as well. So things are looking up here in Buffalo. We are ready to kick off our next season. But before we can do that, we got to head into the comments. And just to say that for this episode, like usual, if things are going very well, if we're winning the President's Trophy, etc., we're just going to go ahead and simulate this whole season. But if we have a lot of questions by the trade deadline, we're going to have to take a pause. So we'll see if we got the whole season done or just the first 60 games or so. But either way, let's hit the comments here. MVL12K7 says maybe look for a new head coach or new assistant coaches because we're talking about Lucas Raymond not fitting the lines in the future, because even though he's in the AHL this year, we saw that his NHL line fits were terrible. Trade Okposo could put Ristolainen on the second power play unit and give Puljujarvi a spot on the first unit. Could do that. If we were to do it, it would still keep it +1/+1, so it wouldn't change much. If anything, if I put Puljujarvi on the first unit, it would give him more time and more possibility to score. So you know what? I'll go ahead and take that advice. Ristolainen has a lot of ice time. He'll still get to the second unit. I want to really try and get Puljujarvi going on the third line, and we'll give him first power play unit time. And then he also says to try out these lines, which he writes out over here. I'm going to show how they would look if I were to do them. Doing it like this gives us +3, +1, and 0 on our top 3 lines, so I don't think that's ideal. I'd rather keep it like this, where we're +5, +3, +1. I think at least for this season, I know Puljujarvi's going to move up to the second line eventually if everything works out, since he has such a great line fit for the second line. But for the moment, I think this is what makes the most sense. Same with Middlestat. He fits on the second line very well, so their time will come. But for now, I think that this would be the best thing for our lines. And concerning what he said about the coaches, I've gone through all the assistant coaches and the head coaches. There aren't a lot of options. There's only like 6 head coaches available. And for the assistant coaches, associate coaches, they don't have great, well, their ratings are okay, but they don't have any better ratings really than what my coaches are now. So that's probably something I'll have to look forward to next offseason when there's more coaches who don't get their contracts renewed on other teams / more are generated. Mayor0508 Gaming, same thing about Okposo. If you're a contender at the deadline, get some depth and try trading Okposo. So that's going to be tough with his contract. We know that he still has 3 more years at $6 million. He's a serviceable 4th liner with 3-star defense and all that good stuff, power forward, just that the money is way too crazy. If it was $2 million, $1 million, I'd be happy to keep him on board, but not going to be able to do that for the next 3 years, I don't think. Zerzara leaves a big comment about the line fits and Lucas Raymond. I'm not going to go through it now, but I did read through it and it'll help me out next season. So thank you, Zerzara, for that comment with the +3, the +5, the line fit, etc. Even though he doesn't fit, if we give him the playmaker, power forward, sniper, he should still get that +3, so we'll figure that out. A lot of other good comments pertaining to the episode, like ZZ talking about how Fleury will always ask for more money than he is worth it, and I hate it. I am 100% in accordance with you, ZZ. I hated having to sign Fleury for over like a 3-month period, like a 2-month period of him continually rejecting. But without further ado, we're ready to head into the season. The scouts are sent out. We're ready to see what we can do. Just wanted to say a quick thank you to everybody for over 900 subscribers. We went from 800 to 900 in less than a week, so that is huge. I was talking about it on my Twitter page. If you have Twitter, the link's in the description if you want to follow me on that. I just talk hockey, and I post whenever I upload a video. So if you're not getting notifications, or if you're not receiving them from YouTube for any reason or something like that, you can just stay apprised to all of my uploads and when I'm going live, because live streams are coming this week, boys and girls. This upload today, it is Sunday the 23rd. I am planning on going live on Thursday the 27th around, I'm thinking like 8 p.m. Eastern. Let me know how that works for all of you guys. 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday the 27th is going to be the first live stream. Hopefully I have my new mic by then. If not, we'll just roll like this. I'll probably go up like 10 minutes earlier than that, go live 10 minutes earlier than that to just test it out. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll start doing franchise mode and just talking and hanging out. So let me know what team you'd like me to see, as what you would like to see for the live stream series. But right now we're focused on the Buffalo Sabres. I'll talk more about the live stream at the end of the episode to remind you, but let's hit it. Game 1 of Season 2 with the Pagulas out and Botterill in the can, out in the unemployment line. First period, 1-1, Gurianov and Blake Coleman. Second period, 2-2 game, Yanni Gourde shorthanded and Jeff Skinner power play, balancing out the special teams there. 2-2 game. I think we're a very strong team. Yoki Haru, 3-2. Beautiful. I think that we are a very strong Buffalo team with that +5 on the first line, and I love our scoring on the second and third line. Long power play here killed off. I love Gurianov. I love Puljujärvi. I hope that they all can come together. Jeff Skinner, everybody. Hoping for big stuff this season. Late power play for the Lightning, but we kill it off and we hang on for the 3-2 victory in our first game of the season. Jeff Skinner a goal and an assist. Michael Hutchinson was in nets. What? Makes a 28 save performance. I don't know why, but great. And Yoki Haru with the goal as well. Linus Ullmark didn't even get the start, but Michael Hutchinson standing tall. So with the season started off on a high note, we can begin simulating a bit of the first month of the season, and we can go see the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are currently 2-0-0 in about 3 weeks' time. So far, so good here. Tough 7-3 loss to Vegas, but a 4-3 win. Second and a fifth, Michael, what are you saying? 4-2 win, 3-2 win, 5-3 win, 6-5 shootout win. We're 6-1-0, 6-1 win against the Penguins. Look at that, and a 4-3 shootout win against the Senators. Okay, so we went 1-1 in our first 2 games, but then after that, we have been on a 7-game win streak since. So looking good. The Blue Jackets went down 3-4-3. Let's check out this game against them for game number 10 of the season. Can we start off the regular season 9-1-0 through our first 10 games? First period, 1-1. Michael Granlund on the power play, beautiful, and Nick Foligno. Second period, 2-1. Victor Olofsson puts us ahead, and Casey Middlestat in his rookie season. We'll see how we can do in the rookie season. He has second power play unit time. He's playing third line center. Could be a good season for him. Brendan Montour makes it 4-1. Another issue that I was having in the offseason was signing Brendan Montour, but if he can score even more than he did last season, then it'll be worth it. Sam Reinhart, another RFA issue. He comes up big, 5-1 now. We'll just call it there. Shots were 43-30, so we faced a lot of shots there. Linus Ullmark stood tall. Goal and 2 assists for Victor Olofsson, 29 saves for Big Linus, a 5-1 victory. And hey, your Buffalo Sabres are 9-1-0 to start the season. But to be honest, we've seen really good starts from Buffalo before, 10+ game winning streaks to start the year, and then missing the playoffs. So didn't mean to remind any of you Buffalo fans about that, but don't want to count our chickens before they hatch. Let's go see Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals in another few weeks and keep the good times rolling. So a 2-0 win, a 4-3 loss, 3-2 overtime win, 7-3 win, 4-2 win, 10-3 win against the Dallas Stars, 5-3 win against Minnesota, a tough 1-0 shutout loss against the Flames, and a 4-1 loss against the Panthers. But we are 15-4-0, tied with the Maple Leafs at the top of our division through our first 19 games. Game number 20 against the Washington Capitals, who are 10-7-2. Let's see if we can get to 16 wins and start off the first 20 games at the top of our division. First period, 4-0. How about that? 4 different goal scorers: Jeff Skinner, Casey Middlestat, Jesse Puljujärvi, and Brendan Montour. The last 3 goals coming over a 3-minute period. 21 shots to 2 in that period. How do you like me now, boys? The fans in Buffalo are really getting excited. Second period, 5-1 now. Jack Eichel scores, but Alex Ovechkin, of course. If someone's going to score for for Washington, it's going to be Alex Ovechkin. Shots, we're tripling their shots. 33-11, up 5-1. Let's just call it there and save the time. That's all she wrote. 42-19 are the shots in the end. Montour goal and 2 assists. Middlestat and Puljujärvi with a goal and an assist each. How do you like me now, boys? 16-4-0 through our first 20 games. It looks like we are the real deal here in Buffalo. Let's go to game number 25. Actually, 26 against the Maple Leafs, our division rival. Then after 26 games, we'll take a quick pause and see our team stats and take a look around the NHL. 4-3 loss against Scott Wilson. Broken rib. That's tough. Got to fix that up. Then a 2-1 win, 3-2 win. Florida Panthers, a good year for rookies. Okay, 3-2 win, 19-5-0. Montreal Canadiens, 5-3 win, big divisional game there. Now the Maple Leafs, they're 27-2. That means they're just 2 points ahead of us, but we have 2 games in hand as we are 25-0. We could pass them right here with a victory and take #1 spot in the Atlantic. Let's do it. First period, 3-2. As we drop the first 2, Mikheyev and Matthews score, but then Puljujarvi, Timashov, former Leaf, and Jeff Skinner come right back 3-2 after the first. Second period, 4-3, as Austin Matthews tied it up early, but then Jack Eichel came right back. He says he wants to prove himself as the better centerman. 4-3 Buffalo here in the third, outshooting them 28-20 at the beginning of the period it was. Now 29-26 at the moment as the Leafs are catching back up. Halfway through the period, power play for Buffalo. It's a long one, but it gets killed off by the penalty killers of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Can we hang on to this 1-goal lead? And we will. Okay, so a scoreless third period. Shots were 39-32 in our favor, and we hang on for the 4-3 victory to take top spot in the Atlantic. Couple goals for Austin Matthews, gets him the first star of the game, but nothing more. As we'll take a pause right here after the first 26 games of the season. We have 4 games in hand, I think it says, on the Maple Leafs. Is that true? And we'll just take a quick pause to look at the NHL and our stats. So we are currently the best team in the NHL. The Leafs are right behind us in the division and the NHL. We do have 4 games in hand, though, and we have the same amount of points and 1 more win, as we are just flying right now, doing very, very well in pretty much every category, it seems. Power play at 18.6% is not the worst, but not the best. It's at the top half, but still not in the best of the NHL. 18.6, I can definitely accept that, though. Penalty kill of 84.6. Once again, not at the best, but not at the bottom, that's for sure. We're at the top half. So if we can be in the top half of both sets of special teams and we're the #1 team in the NHL, I can accept that. Jack Eichel is a huge part of that, scoring 37 points in 26 games. The 93 overall is killing it right now. Victor Olofsson and Sam Reinhart, his 2 line mates, are both tied at 28 points with 2 points over a point per game pace. Jeff Skinner has 20 goals in 27 games, same as Eichel, but 27 points, only 7 assists. He just loves to rip it. Michael Granlund currently at a point per game pace. You love to see that. Ristolainen 17. Middlestat in his rookie season, 16 points in 26 games. Beautiful. Dahlin 15. Guryanov 12 and 26. A good point every second game. I can accept that. Timashov down on the 4th line has 11 points, playing 7.5 minutes a night. That's twisted. Puljujarvi, meanwhile, plays 14 minutes a night, and he has the same amount of points with 2 power play points only. So I'm tempted. Timashov, he fits all the lines. Maybe I move him up somewhere. I don't know. Montour as well, that's good, 11 points. Big Z, 1 goal and 10 assists. Love to dish the puck. He just loves to do that. 11 points. Okposo 7. Cahoon is a bit weird. Only 6 points, playing 13 minutes a night on the 3rd line. That's a weird one. We signed him to a nice deal. 6 assists in 26 games is weird. Colin Miller 5, Yoki Haru 3, and Hayden Fleury only 3 as well. Bit of a shaky start of the year for a few of the guys. Linus Ullmark is 16-2-0 with a 911 save percentage and a 2.53 goals against average. And look at Michael Hutchinson as a backup. 5-3-0, 80 overall with 1 shutout, 914 save percentage, 2.62 goals against average. That's just crazy. Are Ullmark and Eichel leading the NHL? No, so Eichel is just 1 point behind Elias Pettersson for the lead in the NHL for points, and Jack Eichel and Jeff Skinner are tied for the NHL lead in goals with 20, ahead of Kane, Ovechkin, Hoffman, Matthews, Pacioretty, Tarasenko. That is crazy. In the goalie category, Linus Ullmark is 2 wins behind Frederik Andersen, who is 18-6-1, but he's played 7 more games than Ullmark, and definitely have better numbers, that's for sure. But Ullmark playing very, very well. And in rookie skaters, it's Isaac Lundstrom, Michael Rasmussen. They're ahead of Casey Middlestat. Where is Casey Middlestat? Why is he not even in here? He should definitely be in here. It's his rookie season. It's his first NHL games are being played right now. But anyways, Michael Rasmussen was someone that was suggested to us by Pat, and I really wanted to get him, just that I don't know where I'd put him, because he's going to grow out of the 4th line role, and he would probably be our 3rd line center eventually. our third line center once Granlund leaves and Middlestat becomes our second line center. But at the moment, I'd have nowhere to put him except for the fourth line. And I don't know if he fits or not. I need to, I'm going to get a complete scouting report on him, and we're going to come back and visit him later. Because I need to see if he fits the fourth, like the bottom 6 lines or not, or if he would only fit like the first line, for example. Either way, we are looking great through our first 26 games. Tony the Tiger loves it. Big bowl of Frosted Flakes for everybody. And let's go, let's go see the New York, and they're 5-17-5. I want to see a good team. Not a lot of good teams around here. Terrible. Okay, the Red Wings, 19-7-2. We played them 3 times in 3 weeks, so I'm going to go see the second one at the end of the month, right after Christmas on the 27th. We'll see you then. Rasmus Dahlin sprained ankle. He's only out for like a week or so that's nothing crazy. That means Jordan Schmaltz can draw into the lineup. And Brendan Montour? Yeah, Brendan Montour gets to move up. Congratulations, buddy. Colin Miller up to the second pair, and Jordan Schmaltz onto the third pair. Give us a +1. Okay, great, +1. 7-1 win, 3-1 loss, 4-1 loss. That's tough. But then a big 7-6 win against the Red Wings. That's a huge win. 7-5 against the Senators. 5-4 shootout win against the Coyotes. He's fully healed, Rasmus Dahlin is. Jordan Schmaltz had 1 assist in 5 penalty minutes with a +2 through 4 games. Beautiful. 7-1 win against the Blues, 2-1 shootout win against the Blue Jackets, and then a 4-0 shutout win against the lowly New York Islanders. So we scored 7 goals in 3 out of 4 games in this little stretch here in the week of the middle of December. Merry Christmas to everybody. We're 29-7-0, taking on the 21-13-3 Detroit Red Wings, who are a solid team right behind us in the President's Trophy race. First period, 1-0 Red Wings, Franz Nielsen. Second period, 2-1 as Tyler Bertuzzi scores, but Jack Eichel gets one for us on the power play, past Calvin Pickard. Taro Hirose, another player who was suggested to us. He's on a huge deal, though. Scores on the power play, but then Victor Olofsson comes back, but then Dylan Larkin restores the 2-goal lead. We're being outshot 28-24, down by 2, halfway through the third period. Let's go, boys. Let's get the defense running in on this. Let's go. Jack Eichel, okay, or put the team on your back, Jack. Whatever you say. But I'd love to see Rasmus Dahlin or Ristolainen pop in a nice 1 minute. Oh, let's go! Casey Middlestat with 49 seconds left in this one. And we're headed to overtime. Huge goal from the rookie with 49 seconds to go. Pushes it into overtime. Let's go to the shootout. And we take it! Jack Eichel and Sam Reinhart in the shootout. That is a huge, huge 2 points, as we weren't even going to be going to overtime, but we end out coming in with the victory. Thank you very much to Casey Middlestat, who really stepped up. That is huge for win number 30 on the season. You absolutely love to see that. File it under things that you love to see in your file folders. Let's go see the Philadelphia Flyers. Oh, they're terrible. Maybe after the All-Star break. Not even. These teams are garbage. Let's see the Hurricanes next week, 24-9-2. Nicholas Baptiste injured ribs in Rochester. Colin Miller injured foot, not out for long. That means Jordan Schmaltz, get your face back in the lineup, out of the press box, onto the ice. 5-3 win against the Avalanche, 3-1 loss against the Oilers, and then this time we lose against the Red Wings, understandably. We beat them the last 2 times. So taking an L is understandable, 5-3 there. Predators, we lose 5-4 in a shootout against them, and Colin Miller's back. Schmaltz got another assist in those 2 games that he played. Great stuff, Jordy. And here we are against the Hurricanes. We're 31-9-1, taking on the 27-11-2 Carolina Hurricanes. Let's do it. We're hanging on to a good record, but we got to keep it up. Let's go. First period 0-0. Second period still 0-0. Shots 24-11 in our favor. A scoreless 40 minutes heading into the final frame, as we seem to be pushing the pace here. But then Brendan Montour, shorthanded goal, but then Trocheck. So they get a power play, they get scored against, and they score 4 on that same penalty. So 1-1 game here. Guryanov, right after that penalty expired, we get the 2-1 lead here. Montour and Dennis the Menace putting us ahead. Let's go. Is that enough? No, it isn't. Patrick Marleau with 17 seconds left pushes it to overtime. Let's finish it, boys. Come on. We're outshooting them 37-24. This is our game. Off to a shootout, and we take it. Thank goodness. Granlund and Skinner get the goals as we take it 3-2 in the shootout. We've been very good in the shootout this season. We've only lost once against the Predators here. So let's go simulating again on a level. Let's go after the All-Star break. Let's go after the All-Star break, and yeah, we'll go see the New York Rangers in about 3.5 weeks. Jokiharju injured ribs, but he won't be out for long, just before the All-Star break, so nothing to worry about. Jordan Schmaltz, put that hot dog down, you're back in. Jokiharju's back after he was only out for a couple games there, I think. Max, it was only 1 or 2. So after the Hurricanes game, we had a 4-3 shootout loss, just as I was talking about how good the shootout is. 5-3 win, 3-2 win, 8-3 win, 5-4 win. We're back on the winning train through the All-Star break here. Rest up, take it easy. 3-2 overtime loss to the Blackhawks. Oh my goodness, couldn't see it. 4-3 loss against the Penguins. I hate to see that, but then a 6-2 win against the Hurricanes. Here we are up against the Rangers. We're 37-10-3. After this game, we'll take a break to check up on the stats as we're getting closer to the trade deadline, and things are looking good, but I don't know, maybe we'll take a pause, maybe we'll see who's on the trade blocks and what could happen. First period, 1-0 Sabres. Big Zemgus past Lundqvist. Oh, his last chance for a cup. Do we go after Lundqvist maybe? Try and get him a cup? I don't know, but both our goalies are amazing. Mittelstadt makes it 2-0, and then Granlund makes it 3-0. Shots are pretty even here in the third period, but we're up by 3 as we've beaten King Hank 3 times, but Linus is yet to be beaten, the brick wall. 10 minutes to go. I think we'll call it there, boys. 5-0 the final. I'm sorry, King. Mittelstadt scores his second. Reinhart made it 5. I'm really sorry about that. Zemgus with the third star of the game as well, and a 29 save shutout for Linus Ullmark. You absolutely love to see that. And Rasmus Dahlin injured knee. Ooh, that's not good. But okay, it is February. Okay, I thought he was out for a month. Only a couple weeks. Dahlin, he has to be careful. The guy keeps getting himself hurt. Jordan Schmaltz back in the lineup again. We've had defense injuries, but no forward injuries yet in this season sim. So we are 38-10-3, which puts us 4 points ahead of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and we have 2 games in hand in our division. In the entire NHL, it's the same story, as we have 2 games in hand on the Maple Leafs, and we are 4 points ahead, 8 points ahead of the Calgary Flames. We have a 1 game in hand over them. Power play has gone up to 19.9%, but penalty kill has gone down. So 19.9 puts us a little bit higher, still around that same place, but then penalty kill now it's 79.7%, puts us in the bottom half of the NHL. We're no longer in that top half, which is a bit concerning, I would say. What's not concerning is the amount of points we're scoring. Jack Eichel has 76 points with 39 goals through 51 games, an absolute tank. Reinhart with 66 and 51, Olofsson 54 and 51. That first line is just killing it right now. Olofsson still has we signed him to that 6-year deal. Reinhart's the one where it was a bit of a bridge deal, though I wasn't happy about. But Jeff Skinner, 36 goals and 53 points in 51 games. Michael Granlund has been playing well with 46 points in 51 games. Casey Mittelstadt has 20 goals and 33 points through 51 games in his rookie season. Rasmus Dahlin, 33 and 47. Very, very nice. Ristolainen, 30. Guryanov, 26 and 51. That same point every second game pace that he's been on. Same for Puljujärvi, who now has 25 and 51, up to an 81 overall. Cahoon picked it up a bit. Now he has 20 points in 51 games. That's good. Montour, 18. Timashov slowed down a bit with now 16 and 51. Okposo, Big Zemgus, etc. Between the pipes, Linus Ullmark, 27, 6 and 2. My goodness, with 2 shutouts, 908 save percentage, 2.66 goals against, and Michael Hutchinson playing lights out as well. Very, very good for a backup. In the entire NHL, has that passed Frederik Andersen? No, he's still up there at 33 wins, and David Riddick is there too. But look at the win-to-loss ratio. That's just crazy. I think the save percentage and the goals against average won't get him the Vezina, but Linus Ullmark is playing amazing right now. Jack Eichel leads the NHL in points and in goals. 3 ahead of Skinner, and Skinner is 4 ahead of Ovechkin. So really getting it done with the goals right now. We have 2 great goal scorers, and he is 10 points ahead of Sam Reinhart, who's also tied with Evgeny Malkin with 66 points. Bergeron, Pettersson, Crosby, Scheifele, Huberdeau, Kucherov, etc. But Jack Eichel 10 points ahead of the pack as he is looking for the Art Ross, the Maurice Richard, the Hart. Could be a huge, huge year for Big Jack, putting the team on his back. So like I said, the penalty kill is a bit concerning. I'd like to fix that, but at the same time, we're still playing super well, so nothing too much to cry about. When we look at the penalty kill, Schmaltz is filling in for Rasmus Dahlin. Maybe Hayden Fleury gets swapped out. I don't know. Montour and Ristolainen, Zemgus. Can I switch Zemgus and Cahoon? No, it gives it a -1. Unless I want that, because then it gives the second unit a +1. No, I don't think I want that. Just so weird. Why can't I could put Montour as a forward and give it a +1 here, huh? Let's try maybe switch this around. Fleury and anything just to try and swap it up a little bit, just to maybe do something. I don't know. We're getting close to trade deadline now, so we're going to start simulating into these Western Conference games. Let's go see Elias Pettersson and the Vancouver Canucks. 2-1 loss against the Flyers. That's rough. San Jose Sharks. I'm not going to do those trades. Rasmus Dahlin is back. Huge presence having him back. 8-3 win it was against the Sharks. Goodness. 5-3 win against the Stars. 5-2 win against the Avalanche. Here we go. Now we're getting back in the groove. Arizona Coyotes. We lose 5-4, but then a huge 7-6 shootout win against the Sharks. We're 42-12-3 coming up against the Canucks. Do I want to play them next week? I might just want to play them next week. We have a good stretch of tough games here coming up. So you know what? I'll go see them next week, right before the trade deadline, and that will be where we start making decisions. So Devils have fired their head coach, Terrence Hamhuis, first head coach hiring of the simulation, as a trade, a first and a third to Philadelphia for Matt Niskanen and Tyler Pitlick. Interesting. And Ruta and Khudobin for a second. Okay, no, that's not really a blockbuster. 5-3 win against the Canucks, 7-3 loss against the Kings, who are a very good team as well. That's tough. Then a 1-0 shootout win against the Jets. It went 0-0 through 65 minutes, and then we took it in the shootout. We're now 44-13-3 going up against the Vancouver Canucks, who are 32-23-7. Not a great, well, a good record. Not a fantastic record, but a very good record, and they have Elias Pettersson to boot. So first period, 1-0, thanks to Bo Horvat, one of the top 50 players in the NHL, some say. Second period, 3-1 Buffalo. Jeff Skinner scores twice on the power play in a minute and a half, and Jesse Puljujärvi makes it 3-1. We have a 2-goal lead, shots tied at 26 heading into the period. Can we expand on that, or do we just batten down the hatches? Power play gets killed off, and then Matt Niskanen, who just came over in that trade, brings our lead down to 1. Power play Vancouver, 5-on-3, 5-on-4. We kill it all off. Huge penalty kill by the special teams that were struggling, and we hang on for the 3-2 victory. Now that is wonderful. Lovely stuff. 34 saves from Linus Ullmark. Sheesh. Goal and assist from Puljujärvi. 2 goals from Jeff Skinner. He's chasing after Jack Eichel for the Maurice Richard. You love to see that. And now we're going to go one day before the trade deadline as we come into the pause here at a record of 45-13-3. At the trade deadline, Jack Eichel has 87 points. That's just crazy. Let's go through the trade blocks and see. We'll then cross-reference that with our team and see if there's any deals we're thinking about. So the Ducks have 3 big defensemen here, Fowler, Manson, and Vatanen. Vatanen on an expiring deal, but the other 2, I don't know. 29 points for Vatanen. Fits all penalty kill lines. Doesn't bode super well. Antti Ranta's here on the block. Lots of first-round picks and prospects, as always. Mike Green hasn't played a game yet this season. Jordan Stahl, 3 years left. Not going to go after him. Kubalik, Strome, and Taves, 3 big pieces from the Blackhawks. Dominic Kubalik, 4 years left at 5.3, having a decent season, 17 goals, 22 assists. He's a good sniping power forward, fits all forward lines. That's interesting. Dominic Kubalik, do we want to look at getting him? All forward lines that he fits. Make note of him in your little notebooks. We're going to come back at the end of this episode. I'm going to ask you for your help. That's going to be one of those. Red Wings, no one really. James Neal, Cassian, no. Big contracts. Hepanyemi, Noel. Draft picks. Matthew Barzal. Okay, 7 years left at 9.215. Okay, why is he on the block? He has a 41-point season going for him right now through 63 games. Islanders are just giving up, I guess. He fits forward line 2. Oh, that's tempting. He fits forward line 2. Trade Michael Granlund. Casey Millsap becomes a winger. Oh, I don't know. Now that is tempting. Matthew Barzal. I could probably trade Dylan Cousins and and maybe like a first or something. I don't know. I know it's a lot of trade value, but when they're on the block, it's a lot easier to acquire them. Woo! So keep that. Dominic Kubalik and Matthew Barzal. Those are two options, really tempting ones as well. Not that we need him, but just you don't see him on the block every day, and that is crazy, crazy, crazy. Wayne Simmons is here as well. The Flyers came back to bite them. They came back to bite Wayne Simmons, that is, leaving our team when we were offering him all kinds of money. Anthony Cirelli's still on the block. He never got signed. He'll be a free agent next offseason. Same for Jake Virtanen. Marco Rossi, that's another good prospect on the block here. Interesting. With the Ottawa 67s, 48 points in 41 games so far this season. High top 6 potential, the 3rd overall pick in 2020. Marco Rossi. Same with Connor McMichael as well on the block here. Interesting. 2 big prospects that are also on the block. Okay, keep note of that. Then also going to look at Michael Rasmussen after we've scouted him now. Here he is. Trade value is he has a fair amount of trade value for sure. He fits all forward lines. Oh, goodness. Now that's tempting. He's playing on the 4th line and 2nd power play unit, and he has good numbers for that amount of time. 29 points, averaging 11 minutes a night. Oh boy, so Michael Rasmussen, Matthew Barzal, Dominic Kubalik, those are some options that we're thinking about right now. In terms of trade value, we don't have much outside of the big boys. Dylan Cousins, of course, is there. Lucas Raymond, what's he doing in Rochester so far this year? 19 goals, 29 assists, 48 points in 56 games. That's good. Dylan Cousins in WHL, oh goodness, 40 goals and 53 assists. 93 points through 45 games for Dylan Cousins. Oh boy, now this is getting tempting. Michael Granlund could be part of the deal too if I were to get Barzal, because he would replace him as second line center anyways. He's having a great season with 52 points, I think that was. Oh goodness, Dominic Cahoon. He'd probably be the guy to move if I brought in Dominic Kubalik. Boy, that is tempting. Tempting. So we will take the pause there. I'm always tempted myself to go all the way to the end of the season, but I think it would be better to just end it off there, because then it'll be a bit shorter, a bit more watchable, and you get to give me your suggestions for the end of the season, and next episode will also be shorter. Through 61 games, Jack Eichel has scored 87 points and 43 goals, tied with Jeff Skinner. Sam Reinhart with 79 points in 61 games, an absolute tank himself. 5-star defense. I should put this guy in the penalty kill, even though he doesn't fit. I'm tired of the line fits, man. Victor Olofsson at an 84 overall has 64 points in 61 games. Jeff Skinner has really rebirthed here under our management. 63 points in 61 games for him. Michael Granlund, 52. Casey Middlestat, 44. I don't know why he's not counted as a rookie. That's why. 2018-19, he played a full season. So it's not really his rookie season. I thought for sure that it was. Okay. So 44 points in 61 games for his sophomore season, which is kind of like his rookie season for us. He's up to an 85 overall. He has 76 faceoffs. Do we move him to the wing? I don't know. Maybe Puljujarvi on the wing, Barzal at center, and Casey Middlestat on the left? Ooh, that is tempting. But then where does Jeff Skinner go? I don't know. Ristolainen 40, Dahlin has 38 and 54, Puljujarvi has 35 and 61. You love to see it. Guryanov 34, Cahoon 28. By the way, Puljujarvi has 1 power play goal and 7 power play assists up on the first unit. Montour 23, Okposo 18, Timashov 17, Big Zemgus with 16, Fleury only with 10, Miller 9, Jordan Schmaltz 2 assists through 10 games. Linus Ullmark has a record of 38 and 2 with 2 shutouts, 904 save percentage. His numbers have gone down, but his wins continue to rise. 2.8 goals against average. Hutchinson's a great backup, 905 save percentage, 2.70 goals against average. Looking at all goalies in the NHL, that is good enough for tied for fourth in goalie wins with Braden Holtby with 30. And then looking at points, Jack Eichel is the NHL's top point scorer. He is more than 10. He is 12 points ahead of Patrice Bergeron, and Sam Reinhart is 4 points ahead of Bergeron as well. So Jack Eichel is beginning to run away with the Art Ross trophy, and he is still fighting with Jeff Skinner, his teammate, 43 goals. Right behind them, Sidney Crosby, 3 goals behind them at 40. Ovechkin, 5 goals behind, same as Kucherov with 38. So Skinner and Eichel are fighting for the Maurice Richard, and Jack Eichel is running away with the Art Ross. Beautiful. For defenseman scoring, John Carlson definitely running away with the James Norris. Oof, boy. Quinn Hughes is here. Beautiful. All the rookies. Cale Makar. You love Cale Makar. We all love him. We know what he did with our Anaheim Ducks franchise mode. And looking at Rochester quickly, Lucas Raymond leading the way with 48 points in 56 games. Not a very good team we have in Rochester this season, but he's out there. Derek Pouliot has 27 and 56, hasn't really grown. 27 years old now, is not going to happen. Kyle Woods, a plus 22 with 17 points. Beautiful. And Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, 19, 12, and 4 with 5 shutouts. 918 save percentage, 2.24 goals against. That's amazing. Jonas Johansson is also playing fantastic. 931 save percentage, 1.94 goals against, and 3 shutouts in 24 appearances. Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, we have some questions at the trade deadline here. What moves do we make? Who do we go after for the second half of the season? I think that's everything that we want to look at. Concerning contracts, we may want to offer extensions before it gets to the off season. I don't know. It's Montour, Jokiharju, Zemgus, Schmaltz. Forget all these guys. It's more just Montour and Jokiharju, because Zemgus will just deal with later. We only have $2.4 million of extension dollars, but we do. Yeah, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough because Zemgus, he doesn't want the extension. Ooh, that's interesting, because if we can just trade Zemgus. I really wanted to keep Zemgus and win a cup with him, but if we traded him in a deal for Michael Rasmussen, because he doesn't want to re-sign, that clears up $2.25 million. Jokiharju, he is going to be wanting 4.3. Yeah, and Montour also wants around 4. So we need around like 8-9 million. And that's what we don't have right now, because looking at our entire roster, sorting just by the dollars here, Jeff Skinner is making a lot. It's really Kyle Okposo that's eating up that cap. So we need to move Kyle Okposo either now or at the draft, but we can't have him on this team next season because he is eating up way too much money. So we have to figure that out. Maybe even Colin Miller making 3.8 as a third pair defenseman. I don't know. So boys and girls, that's it for this one. Remember that on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be having our first ever live stream, doing a franchise mode for the live stream, where you can give me your thoughts on the fly. Maybe even we do a Buffalo episode one day on a live stream, but it's going to be on YouTube Live. You should get notified, but you can remember to check it out at 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday evening. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And hey, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Putting out lots of NHL, FIFA content, and more, but really the staple here is NHL franchise mode. Looking forward to the NHL 21 exclusive look coming out tomorrow as well. So let me know your thoughts on all the trades, Kubalik, Barzal, and Rasmussen, and as well the prospects, Rossi, McMichael, as well as coaches. What should we do for the penalty kill? I think I'm just going to go ahead and put Reinhardt on the penalty kill. Even though it gives it the -1, I can just deal with it. And that's pretty much it. Any other suggestions that you may have. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.